Hello everyone and good evening and welcome to today's webinar session brought to you by Shiksha.com and Pace University USA. The topic for today's webinar is why consider studying computer science from Pace University. Before moving further, I would like to introduce our panelists for today. Mr. Robert Medrano, Director of International Admissions. The last 10 years, Mr. Robert has dedicated working towards internationalization and making campus global. Mr. Robert has extensive work experience working with Indian students as he has traveled to India over 15 times and has worked with students interested in all technology fields. Our second panelist is Dr. Jonathan H. Hill, who is the Dean of Seidenberg School of Computer Science. Dr. Jonathan has 30 years of experience managing people and organizations for growth. With successful stints in academia, Silicon Valley, and Silicon Alley, he has been a driver of success in the most exciting and challenging areas in business and education. Our third panelist is Ms. Jill Mukesh Kumar Bora, who is the alumni from the Masters in Computer Science program from 2020 batch. I welcome you all for today's webinar. Now, I would request Mr. Robert to please take the presentation ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon to all my friends in India. I am very happy to be able to present on this platform. As mentioned before, India is like my second home. I travel there usually about two to three times a year. And I've been there pretty much about over 15 times, 16 times actually. So I'm very happy to be here. My role is to work in admissions and work with recruitment on both undergraduate and postgraduate. And then within my presentation, I'd like to just give you an overview of what PACE is about. But the exciting part of today is really having both our Dean, Dr. Hill, and our alum, Jill, really speak about what PACE is about within the classroom, inside and outside. And I think that's what everyone really wants to get down to it. So without much further ado, what I would like to do is just give you a good understanding of what PACE does and how we do what we do to help our students. So as you can see in the slide, one of the first and most important things that I always like to tell our students is that we are a very international friendly university. As a university, we have 13,000 students. Out of the 13,000 students, over 2,500 are international. So you're looking at almost 20% of our student population being international. So what that means is that we really understand what the international student is about, the challenges that they face, the long travel coming to the United States, being in the United States for the first time. All those things we have a very strong background in. And when students arrive, it's welcoming. We work with them in terms of helping them with their scheduling, and at the same time, understand the teaching modalities of how to work with international students. The other thing that I always like to tell students is that the time that they put in, they're going to get more out of it later on. And with PACE, we rank over 10%. We actually rank in the top 12%, according to PACEscale.com, on return on investment. So know this, that when you finish your degree, your 4-year degree as a bachelor's, or your master's degree, 2 years, what you put into it, you're going to get tenfold out of it because of the opportunities with internships and especially with opportunities with OPT. Next slide, please. So a couple of ways that we help students prepare for their career. We are rated #1 in private college in upward economic mobility. So what that means is that over the years you have the opportunity to earn more, a higher salary. As I mentioned before, 2,500 plus students internationally. 87% of our students do qualify for internships, and 93% of our international graduate students are employed in their field. So it's not that you're just studying and working elsewhere, you're working in what you're studying. Next slide, please. So how do we do this? You know, every student, when they come on board, they are set up with the PACE path, whether that's part of the bachelor's or later on with the master's where you're actually sitting with an advisor more closely. But in regards to for a student, when they come in for 4 years, they're set up with a dedicated mentor, an advisor. And this is an individual that has really the best interest in the student's heart. And what they do is they just don't meet them for the first time, help them with their schedule the first semester, and that's it. They are with the student for 4 years, and they help them with their scheduling, making sure that they're taking classes that are strong, academically challenging, and at the same time to ensure that the student is really getting the best experience out there between their academics, between having time for their clubs, later on with their internships and so forth. And what that does is everything is being built for success and being built to work with our career services office, as you can see in the bottom right, working with career building internships. And I'll cover a little bit more about career services, but every student that comes in for 4 years is part of the PACE path. Next slide, please. So as a university, we do offer many different streams. We were founded as an accounting school back in 1906, but over the course of time, we've evolved and we've added many different faculties to our university. So we offer over 150 different programs between bachelor's and master's. Obviously, today is about computer science, so we have the Seidenberg School of Computer Science, which I'll have Dr. Hill speak more eloquently about, but we also offer arts and science for students who are interested in biology, chemistry, psychology, international relations, School of Business, which is one of the founding fathers of the university. So we offer finance, marketing, management, School of Education, health professions, and the law school. Next slide, please. So every student, one of the big questions that they have, and especially the parents that are helping support their child or children, is in terms of what do they get out of it? What are the opportunities for internships? What are the opportunities for CPT? What are the opportunities afterwards for their career? Next slide, please. So what does career services offer in terms of opportunities? 8,000 of our students participate in some type of internship. 3,000 of our alumni are in executive level positions. So they start out as entry level, but over the course of time, they do move up into middle management and higher level management in terms of, like, let's say, vice president, chief technology officer, etc. 1,000 of employers are within our area. We call that the tri-state area. So New York is bordered by the other states of New Jersey and Connecticut. They're right next to each other, and we work hand in hand with many of the different states in terms of employability. So many companies are located not just in New York City, but in other states, and they also work with our PACE students. And 50,000 jobs, internships, and OPT positions are available to PACE students. So there's many opportunities, especially in the tech sector. Next slide, please. So with career services, how do they help out? Every student has a one-on-one counselor. But the bigger thing is what they do, how they work with the student when they do one-on-one. They help them with their CV. I think more times than not, many students do not know how to work with the resume because they do not have the work experience. This is what career services does. They help students highlight, let's say, any skills that they've had, any internships that they've done, any activities that they've worked in. They put that on a CV, on a resume. They help them in terms of networking, how to establish a network in the area to learn, to meet new people that can help them maybe get into an internship or a job. And especially they help them with interview techniques. More times than not, as an individual, we're nervous when we meet someone new, when we're interviewing for a position, because we do not know what the expectation is. With career services, they sit down with the student and assist them in terms of how to answer questions, how to research what the company is about, who is the president of the company, what are the sales of the company, what are the product lines. Because when students or individuals go into an interview, if they know much about the company, this is showing the potential employer that you have a vested interest in the company, and you're not just there for a job, but you're there to really grow with that company. This is what our career services office does in terms of helping students really be prepared for their next line in their career. Next slide, please. Who hires our students? This is just a snapshot. This is dynamic, so every day it does change, but just to give you a context, in the tech sector, we work with companies like Google and Microsoft. In finance, we work with Ernst & Young and Marriott. Now, many of these companies may not necessarily just be in tech like Google and Microsoft, but rest assured, all of these companies do hire individuals that are coming out of computer science. And again, Dr. Hill will give you better context with that. But in every industry, whether it's hospitality, technology, finance, healthcare, public relations, there's always a need for a student that comes out of our computer science programs. Next slide, please. So we offer 2 campuses. One is in New York City, one is in Westchester, New York, which is about 40 minutes away. It's a bit smaller. Some students may not want to be in the hustle and bustle of New York City. They may want something a bit smaller, but students do not miss out on any opportunities. But to give you an idea why New York City itself, PACE, it's a home base for everything. Where we're located, we're right in downtown Manhattan. So we're next to the Brooklyn Bridge. We're right across City Hall, which is where the mayor of New York City is located. And adjacent to that is One Police Plaza, which is the headquarters for NYPD. So we're near everything. We're right near the train station, 10 minutes away from Wall Street, which is the financial capital of the world, 20 minutes away from Silicon Alley, near the United Nations. So in terms of opportunities, in terms of networking, in terms of anything, it's literally, once you walk out the door, everything is readily available for you. Next slide, please. And again, for living on campus, for students who do wish to live on campus, we do offer opportunities at our New York City campuses. 4 to be exact. About 3/4 of our students do live on campus, 74%. That totals to over 5,500 students. Next slide, please. Small pictures of our recently renovated One Pace Plaza in New York City. So this is a student lounge congregating. Obviously, these are pictures that are taken before what current situations, but when things become normalized, we will go back to these. But even during these times, students are being safe. They're wearing their appropriate gear. Next slide, please. That's right in the Welcome Center. Again, many areas where students can congregate, talk to each other, work on projects. Next slide, please. Again, an area that's for graduate students. They work there. Next slide. Next slide. And I know for many students, security is always an issue. We do have security staff on staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do also have the luxury of, again, where we're located, really right across the highest political office in New York City, the mayor's office, and also across the New York Police Department. So there's always security around. However, if something does arise, students will receive a text, a call, and an email within seconds of each other. So students are always aware of anything that is occurring on campus. Next slide, please. And again, Westchester Campus is only 40 minutes away from train ride. It's a bit smaller, but we do like to offer opportunities to students who may want to not study in an urban campus like the New York City campus. They may want a traditional suburban campus, which is the open space, smaller buildings, the trees, the greenery, and those opportunities. Next slide. So reasons to choose Westchester, obviously it's a bit newer. So with being a bit newer, it's state of the art, newer facilities, newer groundwork, newer wiring. Westchester is located a bit closer to Connecticut. So students also have the opportunities for internships there. But Westchester also houses companies like MasterCard International, PepsiCo, Pepsi. So those are large conglomerates that are also hiring our students for internships and for OPT. And again, just because you're in Westchester does not mean that you're missing out on anything. You're taking the same type of courses, same professors that are teaching you, okay? And again, it's only a train ride away. We do also provide shuttle vans to take students from one campus to the other. So students may be in Westchester and still be able to enjoy all the faculties of being in the New York City area within a 40-minute train ride. Next slide, please. And again, about 75% of our students do live on campus. The Westchester campus does offer 5 housing options. New York City campus offers 4. So altogether, you're looking at 9 options for students to be able to live on campus. About 2,500 of our students do live on campus. And that number does include both our domestic population and international students. Next slide, please. Again, pictures of our Westchester campus. That's our student center where all our clubs are located there. conference rooms for students to be able to congregate, cafeteria, and a number of other services are located there. Next slide. This is, so for students, one of the questions that they're always asked is in terms of scholarships. PACE is very generous in terms of awarding students scholarships on both the undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Undergraduate students do qualify for merit-based aid, so that's based on your academics. The university is test optional. We do not require the SAT or the ACT for acceptance into the university, nor do we require those examinations to qualify for a merit-based scholarship. So either way, you do not have to submit an exam for admittance or to qualify for a scholarship. Our scholarships for an undergraduate usually range between $13,000 to $25,000. And on the postgraduate level, we do offer awards between $5,000 to $7,000. International students have plenty of opportunities to qualify for scholarships as well as on-campus employment. Next slide, please. Checklist for applications is very standard. Application and application fee is usually required, but for students who are attending this forum, the application fee would be waived. We do require an official transcript upon matriculation into the university. So for right now, if you do submit an unofficial copy, we can use that to evaluate your file. We will need your official transcript once you do enroll into the school and are on campus. Letters of recommendation, make sure that those are good recommendation letters. Make sure that those are recommendation letters from professors, faculty members, even employers that can give you something solid. We do accept either the TOEFL, the IELTS, the PTE, and for the next year, we are also accepting the Duolingo exam test. So we're trying to be as flexible as possible for our students. Some majors do require the GMAT or GRE. It all depends. That's located on our website. For postgraduate students, a CV, a resume, just to kind of give you an edge in terms of we can see what experience you've had. And then once you're accepted, in terms of the next steps in terms for I-20, we will require certain documentations like bank statements, financial affidavits, etc. Next slide, please. And this is our contact information for both undergraduate and postgraduate. It's pretty much similar. It's very similar. INTL ADM at PACE or INTL grad admission at pace.edu. Those emails will come to me directly. And again, my name is Rob Medrano, Director of International Admission and Recruitment at PACE. Next slide. Again, as all students, this is a welcoming environment. We are very international friendly and we always like to work with our students. But without much further ado, I really would like to pass this off to Dr. Hill and later on to Jill to really discuss PACE and what they do. Thank you very much, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining us this evening. And it is always a delight to talk with potential students in India. Very, very important destination for Pace University and the Seidenberg School. And the Seidenberg School boasts thousands of alumni from South Asia, some of whom have stayed back and made wonderful careers in the US, some of whom have come home to India and made wonderful careers at home, and others who have gone to London and Hong Kong and Rio de Janeiro and all over the world to leverage the benefits of the technology degree that they have earned and worked so hard for at Pace University and the Seidenberg School. My name is Jonathan Hill. I have had the honor and privilege of serving as dean of this school for 5 years now, and it is a very, very special place. We are about 1,500 students at the bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. We offer degree programs in many areas, and we're going to focus this evening on the computer science master's. So please, next slide, Lakshmi. Thank you. Our Master's of Computer Science is a 30-credit degree. Our courses are generally 3 credits, so that is 10 courses. Most students coming from overseas go full-time and spend 2 years in the classroom outside the classroom working on very meaningful extracurricular projects that help them build their portfolio, build their experience, and get the hands-on skills that industry is wanting these days. You can take bridge courses if you are someone who doesn't have an undergraduate degree in computing or would like a bigger boost in your mathematics and core programming skills. We do offer bridge programs up to 9 credits. Our core requirement is 4 courses. Those are the same 4 foundation courses that every computer major takes. You then have a concentration in areas like artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, robotics, and those concentrations are 3 courses. You have 9 up to 9 or 12 credits to do electives, and this means if you want to take a course in the business school so you better understand finance, you can. Or if you want to take an information systems course in our information systems masters, highly recommended. We have new degrees in data science and cybersecurity at the master's level, and there are wonderful courses there that you might want to take to pursue your own interests, your own personal growth and professional development. And then we have a thesis or capstone project. The thesis is a more traditional academic research topic that you work on one-on-one with a professor. The capstone project is a real-world industry-sponsored project that you complete with both a faculty member and an industry sponsor. So either way, you are going to learn the ins and outs of computer science theory. You are also going to learn very, very importantly, the trade of how to be a computer scientist. If you want to be a programmer or a data scientist or a project manager and so on. Next slide, please. Again, our courses focus on the foundation theory of computer science. Employers tell us that they're the best students they get come from PACE because we give them the foundational theory. Some of you are coming from undergraduate degrees, and this will only make you better and stronger. And then you have the chance to take specialized courses in artificial intelligence, algorithms, operating systems, database management, cryptography and computer security, mobile application development, game model design and animation. And there are currently more than 40 elective options. Our faculty are highly educated specialists, and they are constantly, semester in, semester out, coming up with new courses for our students to take. Our career tracks, the 4 most popular as of the class that graduated this last May, jobs were in cybersecurity, telehealth, software engineering, and artificial intelligence development. And the average salary for the students who graduated in May is $73,000, $73,000 per year. And we have students who graduate into the 6-figure level, and some who, for varying reasons, opt to work for nonprofits for a couple of years or to go into teaching for a period of time. And they're willing to accept a lower salary for that experience. So why would you want to come to the United States? Why would you want to come to New York City? And why would you want to come to Pace University? As Rob mentioned in his presentation, New York City remains the business hub for North America, and it is increasingly becoming as important a technology hub as Silicon Valley is in California. The job opportunities in every industry are absolutely outstanding. As Rob mentioned, we have a large alumni network, and the PACE alumni network is very loyal and takes care of its own. As I mentioned, we have had many students who came from India, came to Pace University to get their education, and have gone on to fabulous professional careers all over the United States, all over the world. but so many of them are in the New York area, and they take care of their own. You're going to get to meet our own Jill Vora, someone who was a fabulous student and a fabulous part of our community, and she can tell you a little bit more about what that is like. But when you come to New York, I can promise you, you will find home cooking wherever you may be from in South Asia. There will be not one, but many restaurants with people who prepare food the way your grandmother prepares it. And you will have a network of students who, like you, came from overseas and came to New York to find their way and make their careers. They will be there to support you. And when I say that Jill can tell you about our community, the Seidenberg School is indeed a community within Pace University. We take care of our own. There is lots and lots and lots of programming, lots and lots of opportunity to meet students, not just from India, but from California and Texas and Florida and from Israel and from Norway and from Brazil and Mexico and Singapore and China, and truly a global campus. As you are all learning, technology is a team sport that is practiced on a global level, and there is no better place to gain that experience and to really be part of something than you will find at Pace University and the Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. And that's my presentation, and I look forward to taking some questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jonathan. Let me see if we have got some questions. Okay, we'll take one live question. This is from Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I have unmuted you. You also have to unmute yourself and you can ask your question directly.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Emmanuel from Ghana. I wanted to know, most of the discussions I've had so far was concentrating on Asia and the countries. I wanted to know if it is possible that I can apply from Ghana. Again, I am almost done with my undergrad, and so I wanted to know if it is possible. I'm yet to graduate though. I'll graduate next year. If I can start application this year, is it possible that way? That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, please. And we have a lot of students who come from Africa, from West Africa, from Ghana, from Senegal, from Nigeria. So we would love to have you join us, Emmanuel, and you will find a welcome. You will receive a great welcome, and you will receive great education. So please let us know. And Rob has run some special programs that are dedicated to students coming from Africa. So check in on that opportunity.
Yes, I mean, we actually are having regionals in the next couple of weeks, and one of them will cover our friends in Europe and in Africa. And again, you may have missed maybe the beginning part of the presentation, but one of the things that I highlighted is that we have students representing from over 120 countries, and that's totaling to about 2,500 students. So we're a very international friendly university. We don't focus on just one area. We want a global campus, so we represent everyone.
I hope, Emmanuel, your question has been answered.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so next question I'm going to ask. The students have wrote it down. So this question is from Archit. Archit is asking, what are the deadlines for MS and CS? By when we can apply for the program?
So if the student is looking to begin, it depends on when. If it's for the spring cohort, I would recommend, because we offer two sessions. One's in the fall, which usually starts at the end of August or early September, and the next would begin in middle of January. So for our students, for anyone that does have an interest in starting for this spring, we are still accepting applications. So I would recommend for the student to start now. If the student is interested in starting for fall of 2021, then usually we have students start submitting their applications by December going into January, so we can have an early time to review files going into February. We still do offer students the opportunity for rolling admission, but our preference would still be to review applicants sooner than later, so that way everything is in line for the next stages, which would be for their I-20 and then setting up their visa interviews with their local embassy.
Okay. Okay, student, if you want to ask your question directly to the experts, you can click on raise hand tab. I will unmute you and you can ask your question directly. So next I'm picking Tanvi. Tanvi, I am unmuting you and you can ask your question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello, I'm Tanvi I'm from India, and I am studying in second year of my bachelor's in computer engineering. So I just wanted to know the cutoff scores for GRE, IELTS, or TOEFL, which are needed as I'm preparing for my GRE from now.
So Dr. Hill, I mean, from last week, we've always spoken, GRE is not really a precursor for our students that are going into certain programs, correct?
Well, we still like to see a GRE for students who want a graduate assistantship, but Rob and his team in admissions, they know the Indian university system extremely well, and they are able to tell us, which universities are strong and which universities the students require a little bit more work. But we have had fantastic experiences with students coming, the international students and the students from India particularly. And so we're able to tell, there a lot from your grades and a lot from the recommendations that you supply. So those test scores are not they're not necessary as much as they were to let us know, how well that you will do academically once you come.
Okay, so they are just an additional advantage to our resume.
Yes, I mean, if there is advantage to it. It will serve you well if you choose to take them, but if you choose not to, it's not a barrier. Except if the opportunity to be a graduate assistant comes up, you would want to see the scores then.
I would also recommend, if the GRE, let's just say if your percentage marks are maybe a bit lower than we normally would look at, maybe a strong GRE would also indicate maybe future performance. Then the admission committee and then also Dr. Hill from Seidenberg can review and then make a better determination to give it an opportunity. So we look at it in both ways.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.
No worries. Jill, are you able to speak, or is her microphone today? It's unfortunate, Jill. Jill, maybe type in in the chat, local chats, anything that's going on. It's okay. I think another question.
We'll take the next question. Next question I'm taking from Abhishek Gangadhar. Abhishek, I'm unmuting you. You can ask your question.
Hey guys.
Hi.
So am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
So I basically wanted to understand one thing. So regarding the classes, right? So with all of the coronavirus happening around the world, will all of the classes be fully online, or will it be more of a hybrid version of the classes? I just wanted to understand that.
I'm sorry, could you ask that again? I missed that.
Yeah. Hey, am I still audible?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you better now. Go ahead.
Yeah. My doubt was, with all the virus and all spreading around in the world, right? So I heard from my friends who are staying in the US right now doing their MS that some of the classes will be fully online, and some universities are taking more of a hybrid approach. So will the classes be fully online at Pace University, or will it be more of a hybrid approach?
It's our courses are generally hybrid. We have a few courses that have always been online. And as an international student, you're only allowed to take one online course per semester. So we have been, got hit very, very hard in New York back in the spring. The situation is improving, is much better, and it's improving week by week. And so increasingly, students want to be, in the classroom. So now we teach what they call hyperflex style, so that the faculty member is in the classroom with a limited number of students, and the other students join online. And as I was leaving the office last night, I take the PATH train to Jersey City, and I saw one of Jill and I's friends, and he had one in-person class in the afternoon, and he had a large pizza in a box, and he was getting on the PATH train as well, rushing back to his apartment with his dinner to take his next class that was going to be online that night. So I anticipate in the spring more of the classes will be in person, and we anticipate that the conditions are going to continue to improve, and that more and more of the experience will be in person.
Got it. So the primary concern behind that is so I believe after 1 year, in order for us to apply for internship, we would have to be in the in-person classes for at least 1 year. So that is my main. I would say the concern which I'm having.
And that's a real concern for many of our students, and that's one of the things that we did face this past fall. But for some students that wanted to take their online courses, they did have that opportunity. Our hope is intentions, is for the spring class to be able to offer more on campus, because we understand that you need the 2 consecutive semesters for the CPT. Dr. Hill and I, we just spoke about this a few weeks ago, so we understand the challenges, but we just have to go into it with the leap of faith that things will eventually just rectify themselves.
Got it. Got it. So thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Very
You too.
good. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Okay, next is Atul Anthony. Atul, I am unmuting you. You can ask your question. Atul, you have to unmute yourself also.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Hi. Actually, I'm Atul's mother. He isn't here, so I was attending the webinar instead of him. And I have 2 questions. One is, do you have a separate MS data science course, or is it just part of the computer science course?
We have spun that degree off. As of September, we are offering a Master's of Science in Data Science, which is an absolutely fantastic program. So, computer science at the root is data science, but we have what we think is a wonderful new degree program specializing in data science, and there are so many jobs now for people with data science degrees. We have a lot of demand, and we expect that to do very well.
Okay, thank you. Sir, could you just tell me what the tuition fee for this MS data science or MS computer science cost for 1 year? What is the cost of the degree, the tuition fee, what it is?
On average, just the academics alone, it's around $22,000 to $23,000.
Okay.
That's the cost of the degree program. We give very generous scholarships also to students that join us. So
Okay.
you know, it is a huge commitment, and I am very, very, very happy every time I get a chance to talk to parents, especially send their child 10,000 miles away from home, all the way to New York City to get a degree. And one thing I can promise you is that Rob and I will be back in India as soon as we can be to spend time with the parents of students. I should tell you also that my own son, my eldest son, is currently doing his master's in computer science at Pace, and he's having a fantastic experience. He makes me stay out of it, but as much as possible. But when I can sneak in and see how he's doing, it's very, very rewarding. And the cost of the degree at the Seidenberg School at Pace, I think it's healthy to think of it as an investment, and it is a good investment because our students are getting a great job. They are getting best of breed academic training. They are getting a great education, but they're getting a priceless experience. I think Jill could attest to that. It's a very unique opportunity to be part of the community that we were discussing earlier. And it has great professional implications, but your son will also meet people who will be his friends for the rest of his life. And those friends may come from Ghana or California or Pune or Bangalore or Singapore or Rio de Janeiro, 120 places around the world and around the United States. There will even be some from the Bronx and Queens, but it's truly a life-changing experience, and I think that it's very well worth the investment.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the
Thank you. And as you will have questions, as any mother will, about sending your child so far away, please write to us. Feel free to write to me directly, and we like nothing more than being able to give you the information you need.
Sorry, my connection got lost in between.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, just to say, you will have more questions. Mothers justifiably have lots of questions about sending their child away, and we are there to answer those questions. And we believe very strongly in our programs and in the positive outcomes. So we like to answer questions. Feel free to write to me directly.
Do you have any more questions? Okay, I think. Okay, moving on to the next question. This is from Zoe. Zoe, I'm unmuting you. Please ask your question.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask whether the majors at undergraduate level affect the eligibility for this course. For example, I have majored as a maths at undergraduate. So does that affect my eligibility for the MS in computer science?
It's funny, I was going to ask this question just as a general question to Dr. Hill, because this is one of the best things about this program. So I'll let Dr. Hill actually talk about it, but I was going to actually raise it. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, if you have a degree in math, you're solid. We're going to want to talk to you because it's computing, right? Computing is a mathematical field.
Hi, Dr. Hill, can you hear me now?
I can hear. Is that you, Jill?
Yeah, hi, I'm back. I tried to contact this audio call, and I'm so sorry, guys. I just take 2 minutes to share my experience with you. I wanted to be here. Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Dr. Hill, and thank you all for attending this webinar. So personally for me, PACE is always close to my heart, and Seidenberg School was not just a school, but it was a family for me. Like I really had a great opportunity to be a part of PACE because life during those 2 years of my master's was not just confined of attending the weekend classes or just finishing the assignments, but working with PACE gave me another curve of life and professionally. I did my master's in information systems at PACE. I got an internship at New York Department of Sanitation, New York City government, and then currently right now, after graduating with a master's degree, right, I'm working as a full-time data analyst right here in DC. So I would like to advise all the upcoming students who are willing to come here at PACE or in the New York City is you have got a great opportunity to network. The professors, the mentors which are here with you at PACE, they are like amazing. They guide you academically. They have a great they have a great mentorship, like what credits, what classes you are supposed to choose. And I would say like choose your academic courses so wisely that once you graduate, once you are up in the job market, you are able to look for the opportunities and you have hands-on skills throughout your master's. And we also have a career services, which is a great place to guide you. And another thing I would like to say is staying away from home is difficult, but trust me, once you are here at PACE, you are not going to feel that way. I mean, they are just a part of family, and the activities happening, the events happening around the PACE, right here in the Manhattan, next to the Brooklyn Bridge, is always like a dream for everybody. So I would highly recommend everybody to just choose a better option and make sure like you have all your skills brushing up in your master's degree. And we also have a lot of on-campus opportunities. Like I personally was working as a student assistant at international admissions itself. So I know like students coming from different countries, they have a lot of questions. Their parents are worried, their family is more worried than the students. But trust me, once you are here, we are here to support you. And by that, I would like to forward to Dr. Hill for another question. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. And you know, we're very, very proud of Jill. She's an incredibly talented person, a very, very fine person. And, for the parents who are on this call, one of the questions you have to ask is, what are the other students going to be like? Are these going to be kinds of people that I want my child to be around? And I'm incredibly proud of Jill and her classmates, and they are ambitious and they're smart and they work hard and they play hard, and they're going on to do great things. And, I'm glad that my children know her, and I'm glad that we have this kind of community that will pay dividends to our students today and in 10 years and in 20 years. Because once you join the Seidenberg community, once you are part of the family, you are part of that family forever.
Okay. I'm taking a few questions which students have written down. This question is from Fahad. He's asking, can I apply for Master in Computer Science with Bachelor's, 84% and IELTS overall band 7?
Yes. It's undergraduate is 84%?
Yeah. UG 84% and IELTS band 7.
I mean, I would recommend to submit the application and we could review it. I mean, those are very strong percentage marks. If it's 84%, we would just have to see, the school. But the IELTS, if it's a 7.0, I mean, that's the criteria we usually look for our students. So yes, I mean, we have to still see the other pieces of the puzzle, but that's a good starting point.
Okay, great. Next question is from Bashwardeep Kashyap. He's asking, I am a civil engineer graduate in 2018, but I want to pursue MS in CS. I have relevant experience in IT for 2 years and also certification for computer language. Can I get a branch switch?
Yes, we like our engineers, and we will look at your courses. If you've already been working to develop your computer programming knowledge, you sound like a very strong candidate.
Okay. Trumil has asked Jill. My question is for Jill. How was your experience in terms of an alumni, graduate assistant, graduate research assistant in Pace University from day one till now?
Yeah, so for me, the experience was great. Personally, when I came from India, I had no knowledge about how this education system is going to work, how I'm going to do this. But then again, networking. I personally used to network with a lot of professors and a lot of past students, through which I got an opportunity to work with one of my professors at Seidenberg School of Information Systems, where I was working as a research graduate assistant, helping him for his some data science researches. And also at the same time, I was working with admissions office to help international students to pursue their careers. So yeah, I mean, my experience was great. The only thing is, I would say the network, the campus is great, the opportunities are great, but it's just you who have to dig in and network with students or network with professors to get the on-campus opportunities or to work for full-time or internship opportunities. We are here, they support the career services here, they support you all the time, but it's on us how we take it. Thank you. Lakshmi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. This is what we call dead air. Dr. Hill, question for you. So you know how with the scenario with the student that's an engineering major, but let's say that same student did not have any type of experience, working in IT. Still coming from a math background, that still would be a suitable candidate? Right? Because if they take on, let's say, calculus, statistics.
Yeah, we very much believe that if you are motivated and willing to put the work in, you absolutely can be successful in computer science or information systems. If, again, if you're willing to put the work in. We have students who majored in philosophy or in French as undergraduates, but they aspire to be in the tech industry, they aspire to the good jobs, and they aspire to leveraging, the technology tools, because there's a lot of power in those tools. They make you more creative, and if you master those tools, you can have a successful career in every business, right? Our graduates go to work for the big media companies, the New York Times. They go to work for the big arts companies, the Metropolitan Opera, as programmers, right? The lighting, theater lighting is computer driven. Healthcare technology today is computer driven. Biology research, right? The human genome, it's computer driven. And problem solving is, at its core, computer science is the discipline of problem solving. And problem solving appeals to people, not just math makers and engineers, but it can appeal to everybody. So it's not easy, but if you're willing to put that work in, it's success story after success story after success story of students who have come from a non-quantitative background and wildly successful students and gone on to great careers.
Great. I know from experience, sometimes some other schools require the individual to have some type of computer science background or heavy math background. So it's nice to see the PACE is pretty open in terms of all disciplines, as long as they're willing to put in the work, as you said, and they may have to take some extra math courses, but.
Absolutely, Rob. We have great confidence in our ability to teach you the subject matter and to teach you skills you need to be successful. You have to put the work in. You know, we sadly, we'll always get some students who want to be cool coders, they want to be cool techies, and they want to get great jobs, but they're not willing or prepared to put in the level of work that it takes. But they're very few and far between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, so I think we're coming up on the hour, so.
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry, my GoToWebinar just got hanged. I'm really sorry for the interruption in between. I'll take a few more questions. This question is regarding scholarship. Student is asking if there are any chances of getting scholarship, and if they want a scholarship, what would be the requirements from university's end?
So if it's for, I apologize, for undergraduate or postgraduate?
For MSCS.
It'll always be based on merit, and it's going to be based on their academic performance, and it also depends for a few other factors. So it depends on their academic performance mainly. But if it's for an assistantship, which is sometimes which is going to be a bit higher, then they will have to have also then standardized exams like the GRE, etc. Do we have any other question?
I think she lost her connection again.
Yeah, I think the bandwidth finally caught up.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I think at this point, I mean, we're coming up on the hour. Dr. Hill, do you have any closing statements in terms of, because maybe at this point, maybe it'll be kind of like the time to continue on in our day. So I don't know if you had any final moments.
For those of you who can still hear us, we highly encourage your application. You will have questions as you make your application. Please reach out to us. We love to give you information. And if you haven't been able to tell, we are very passionate about what we do and about the quality of our programs. And we're particularly passionate about the quality of the people who come to study here. So we'd love to see you join us. So please apply. Please get your applications in. And as you have questions, and that goes for the parents as well as the prospective students, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And we're delighted that you're interested, and we'll be delighted to welcome you here in New York.
Great. Jill, do you have anything to close? I know that you didn't get to start out, so.
I would say it's a great opportunity to be a part of New York City and study at Pace. So I highly encourage everybody to get their application done for the upcoming semester, and we are here to help and support you if anything is needed. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I mean, I wanted to thank Dr. Hill and Jill. I know that, you're starting your day, in your real world now working. So it's nice that you were able to join us. It's so nice to see you. Jill did work in our international office. So it's always a pleasure to be able to see one of our own. And we will be utilizing her quite a bit in the next couple of weeks. But as mentioned before, for all our students, it's nice to hear that we had some students that were also from the African continent. So it kind of expanded the reach. But again, the university is a international friendly university. The university believes in the international students. So please apply with confidence. We are here to assist you on both the undergraduate and postgraduate level. And for students that are interested in starting for the spring, we are still accepting applications. And for those that are looking for the fall, obviously we are still also accepting applications as well. But at the end of the day, we would just love to see you at Pace University. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great afternoon. My colleagues, have a great morning. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rob. Jill, you're wonderful. We'll see you all soon.
Jill, I'll see you soon. Thank you, Dr. Hill.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.